I've been flying around with this drone here, which is the V168 MAX, since about 1 week, pretty much every day. And I can definitely confirm that there are a couple of absolutely awesome things which I really have to mention here. Of course, I also have to mention that I got this drone from the seller to show you how this works, but it's still my honest opinion, and you will see everything live here anyway, so you can judge on your own. The first thing which I want to show you here is how super fast this drone is ready to fly after you turn it on. And so I'm doing this here live in this video. You can see I've turned on both devices now, and I'm not going to cut this video. I'm going to play this here in normal speed. You can already see the lights on the drone, and you can see also the screen on. And now I think it has connected. The camera is not online, just takes a couple of seconds, and now you can see the camera. Can see when I move the drone around, it's definitely a live view, pretty much without any delay. That's also really good. And so the only things which we have to do now to be ready to fly is to hit first this button here on the right side, then rotate the drone around. For the first calibration we get the beeping, and then we rotate it like that, and after a short time we get the second beeping, and then we put it down straight on the floor and hit this button here, and then it takes just a couple of seconds. I guess you heard the beeping, and so now we are ready to fly. I'm just turning it on here. What's also absolutely amazing is that we have a dedicated button here to unlock to fly. So I just push it here, and you can see the drone is ready to fly, to lift off. I could just start and give more power here, but of course I'm not going to do that. I stopped this here inside, but it would be ready to fly. For indoor flights, we have this additional collision detection sensor, which also contains some additional cameras. So either we are using it with this or without, and then we can just cover this. I've been flying outside with and without this part here, but of course outside it's not working, it's not needed. Outside we are flying based on the GPS, which makes the drone really fly super stable. Even in windy condition, you can just lift it up. You could put down the controller on the ground and then do something else for 10 minutes, come back, and the drone would still fly in the exact same position. Of course, it's not recommended to do that. I'm just saying that. So even though this is a mini drone, definitely below 250 grams, so we don't have to register it. We don't have to take the drone pilot test. We don't have to ask for permission for every flight. This is absolutely awesome. Of course, we still have to follow the FAA rules. By the way, I've tested the weight, and even with this collision detector and the battery included, which you can easily remove here, you can see even with the battery it's way below 250 grams. That's exactly what we want. And again, for indoor, we just stick this sensor here on top. This is as easy as it gets. It's definitely a foldable drone, so you can easily store it back in this really nice box, which we get with all the accessories, with replacement rotor blades, with a lot of cables, tons of stuff here inside. Even the replacement battery came even with this really great box, so it could also work as a nice gift. And again, what I really liked, super fast, ready to fly, super stable flight. And we have a ton of features, all these GPS features for automatic return. We can see also on the display how far the drone away it is, how high it's flying. And we even have the live view. We can also add a micro SD card here in the back, and so we can directly record. And so we have another huge advantage compared to other drones. You can see while the drone is still on the ground, I can already start to record, keep recording up in the air, and even keep recording after it has landed. So we can cover really everything, and the likelihood that we forget to record is also much lower. With most other drones, I could could only start recording after lifting off, and then sometimes I forgot, and recording has been very reliable. And so we have a ton of cameras here built into this drone, especially the main camera here in the front, which I can control here from the controller. You can see I can point it down and then point it up again even during the flight. But we have also more cameras here also in the built-in collision detector, at least one to the top, maybe even more. I haven't tested everything, but we have also some cameras down here which you can use to directly record. Battery can last up to 30 minutes of flight time, but of course only when you're not too much flying around and only in calm weather. Probably would work indoor. When you're flying outdoor, then of course it's a little bit less, maybe 20 minutes when you're flying around almost maximum speed the whole time, but still very impressive. And it has turned out that the drone is also very sturdy, so even if you're a beginner and maybe crash the drone, you don't have to be worried. Yeah, despite the collision sensors, you can still crash the drone. I've done this couple of times, especially when you, like me, forget to turn on the collision detection here. But especially outside, I never had any problems. That's the awesome thing compared to other beginner drones, where I've detected a lot of unstable flight conditions during these about 2 hours of flight time which I had. I've never seen it in an unstable condition. That's really impressive. And we do not only have this controller as control options. Here on top we have also a phone holder which you can use and then either connect through the built-in Wi-Fi of the drone or then use the wired connection. We get the cables for Apple, Android, whatsoever. But of course now you also want to know, after hearing so much good stuff, if there's also some limitations. And yeah, there are definitely some limitations. First thing, of course, regarding the cameras. I mean, you can see the picture is actually pretty nice here. Definitely not bad, especially for this price range. I mean, we have to be aware of what we get here in this package for this very low price. I've just checked the price of the controller of the DJI Mini, and it's almost double the price for only the controller compared to the price of the whole set here. But again, the camera has only a native 1080p resolution. At least this is what I've been able to achieve, even with connecting my phone and going into the setting and choose 4K. And the only thing which I've found here on the microSD card was a 720p. So when you record here directly in the controller, it will be 720p. It's still pretty good, I would say. One of the better 720p videos with at least, I would say, somehow electronic stabilization. Definitely not like gimbal-like or GoPro-like stabilization, but at least it's a little bit better than what I've seen from other drones. But something which is really important to know, that's the highest angle. I mean, we can really point it down and even more than straight down, but up. Here we have this limit. You can see it's a little bit below horizontal. And so it's always pointing a little bit down. If you want to record something on the ground, no problem. But if you want to record like the horizon in the distance, this is a little bit challenging. The only way I managed to do that was reversing the drone here a little bit, playing a little bit with the joystick and then fly a little bit back like that, so the camera would point up a little bit more. And we have to be aware of that it doesn't have a gimbal or so, which would allow to compensate the movements of the drone, like when going forward pointing down, when backward pointing rather a little bit up. But of course also affected by the wind, because we have a GPS drone which is absolutely able to produce like a standstill even in high wind. So imagine we have high wind, for example, from the right side. The drone has then to lean a little bit to the right side to compensate that. And so while doing that, the picture is a little bit leaning. But again, 720p here, you can get 1080p when you connect your phone, but only definitely from this camera. All the other cameras have much lower resolution and also no stabilization as far as I know. Also, connecting the phone has been a little bit tricky. The size here for the phone holder fits maximum for medium size phones, definitely for the new large phones like this iPhone Max or Galaxy Note, Galaxy Ultra. This size definitely won't fit. Of course, you can also put it outside. You just need the connection. I mean, again, we have two options. First option is the wired connection, which I definitely recommend. It's much easier, more stable than using the Wi-Fi connection, but also Wi-Fi connection worked for me. Unfortunately, the connection on the phone was rather unstable. I usually lost connection after only maximum maybe 50 meters or so, no matter if it was wired or wireless. And so when you want to fly further away, then only the 720p video recording works. We have also some limitations regarding functions and information here, even though it looks like a lot here, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to find all the stuff and seeing in which state we are. For example, when we want to switch between indoor and outdoor and we long press here, this is a little bit hard to see. I mean, we can still see that, but for example, even more with the collision detection. Let's go inside where we don't use GPS and then we deactivate the collision detection. So no matter how many times I press here, I can't see any difference. I think there's really nothing indicating if it's turned on or off. And I also couldn't see any real collision avoidance. After pushing here a couple of times and trying, the only thing which I had when I was close to something or I was holding my hand close to this sensor here, then the drone was beeping and flashing, indicating that it's close to something, but it didn't do any automatic collision avoidance or so. So I think we only had collision detection, which of course doesn't really help a lot. Yeah, we have a ton of cameras and a lot of extra functions, pretty much everything what we can expect from a top drone, but for most of the stuff we have to use a phone. And so we have this opening here. Unfortunately, it's a little bit tight. I don't know why manufacturers are still thinking that we are using 3.5-inch smartphones. Time has definitely changed. And so we can see it's super tight here. And so we can either use the Wi-Fi connection, or what I recommend to use is the wired connection. So we just connect it here. Then after installing the H-Fun Pro app, we get this information here. And then sometimes it will connect and sometimes not. You can see now we don't have a picture here. That has happened a lot of times that I had to unplug and replug again. Usually after doing that a couple of times, like now, it shows the connection and then we have the picture here and even up. And we could even connect, I think, an additional phone. But even when we have it ready, like here, we can still use the controller here, which is nice. But of course, we could also switch to the controller, like the virtual controller here on top. I've never used that because that's definitely much easier. And then we have all the different options. For example, selecting different cameras. Here we have the choice. That's the main camera, and I think now we can see that's the camera from underneath. It's also displayed then on both of the screens. There's also an option to have split screen recording, like yourself and the camera side by side. Starting to record is here. You can see then it will be stored on the phone. From there you can share and upload to the cloud. You can also record here something and also record at the same time on the controller itself. And then on the right side we have these extra functions, or actually down here, show this a little bit closer. I think the one on top is the following mode. Let's see if it works that time.
Now it says adapting to the mobile phone performance. While flying, I never had this. It's never finished, but luckily now it has done this, and now you could click on the target person and the drone is supposed to follow you. So you can see you have a ton of functions. We also have more here. When we go back to the main screen, we have the instructions, we have the flight records, which again is rudder feet and not meters, and a system log, calibration, settings, even firmware upgrade, stabilization, 4K correction, gesture, different capture modes. I think that's for the image. For the video setting, I've always been using 2K, but it only recorded 1080p. But maybe I did something wrong, I don't know. But usually you can see with the wire connection, it's definitely not too difficult to use the app. Just make sure that you don't have the biggest phone. Also maximum distance. I mean, here we have some information in meters. I think what you see in meters here is rather feet. At least it's definitely not as much as what you see here. And so the maximum range which I got was shown is around 1500 meters. And also 400 meters high, but it was definitely not so much, so I'm pretty sure it's only feet or not even that. So I would say maximum distance maybe 500 meters, something like that. But usually the connection was pretty stable as long as I could control it. I also got the real-time picture. I didn't have a lot of interruptions usually, so you can definitely do some decent recording as long as you're not expecting more than a good 720p. Once I lost the connection for almost 2 minutes, I've been worried that I lost the drone, but because it has this automatic return on low battery or lost signal, it returned to me perfectly and landed automatically pretty much right next to me without doing anything. We also have this super convenient automatic return function, and we have also 3 different speed settings. When you go to the left side, you can hear 1 beep, then on the right side 2 and 3 for the maximum speed. Controllers are super nice with this extra grip here, easy to use, and there's even a built-in video and photo player. So we can see, for example, all videos here. So of course, regarding the flight stability and the video recording, not comparable to top drones like DJI or so, but still impressively good, especially functions, reliability, and also quality of the build. Again, I have hit a couple of things already. You can see here some damage on the rotor blades, but regarding everything else, I haven't seen anything, not even real scratches, also nothing to see on the camera. And when you hit something hard, usually these legs are then folding in here to dampen a little bit the impact. So if you're not looking for one of the top drones, but rather for a beginner drone, which still has pretty much all the functions which also top drones have, and is super easy to set up. Easiest drone I've ever seen to set up and fly. This could be still an awesome thing, definitely for the really low price. Could be also a great gift thanks to this absolutely amazing box, which even has some basic instructions here. And so if you're interested, I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing down into the description so you can check it out and order one for you if you like. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments or want to share your own experience with this drone, then just let us know down in the feedback area. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.